Little update. Okay, so last time we got the LS alternator conversion done on the R33 GTR. As you know, the car's having a bit of a slight running issue in that under boost, the car runs great. But if I'm kind of cruising at a constant speed for an extended period of time, ever so often, it's very intermittent. Feels like the car all of a sudden loses power, so you kind of move forward a little bit. And I hear the blow-off valves rapidly open and close. So there's obviously a bit of a running issue there. I mean, as soon as you get back into boost, that whole problem goes away. So I've got it limited down to just two things now. So one of them was the alternator. I can definitely say that switching out to the LS alternator made a huge difference on how the car runs. It's idling better, it feels stronger. So it was definitely a good thing to do. I think the old alternator was starting to go bad. For those of you who didn't see the video last time, pretty much what was happening is you turn the car on, I'd get the red battery light on the dash, but it'd go away as soon as I revved the engine a few times. So got rid of that issue. That light hasn't come back on at all, so the alternator was a bit of an issue. It just wasn't the issue for this problem. So that leads me to believe there's only two more possible things. One, it could be a fuel delivery issue, in which case it could be that the fuel pump's going bad. I mean, it could be a 30-year-old fuel pump. It could be a brand new one. I don't know. I haven't looked yet. Or the fuel pressure regulator. Maybe the diaphragm started to disintegrate. So maybe there's not enough fuel pressure, and so I'm getting intermittent fuel issues. So that's what we're going to take care of today. And I'm going to start with putting in a fuel pressure gauge. So I got a Radium fuel pressure gauge. It's going to go directly into the fuel feed line. I have a little spur right here, so I can just install it right in the line and make sure I've got some constant pressure. Now this isn't going to be a great way to do it. I didn't feel like installing a full electric gauge in the cabin because obviously this doesn't happen at idle. It happens more when I'm just kind of cruising, but at least I can take a look at the pressure and make sure it's okay. The other possible issue that could be with this car, and I'm going to be honest, is probably really what the issue is the ECU. The previous owner did do something to this ECU where this car is really faster than it should be for what's on it. All it has is HKS intakes and an exhaust. And it feels faster than it should be because, as you know, I owned an R32 GTR. I drive Mike's R32. I've driven an R34 GTR. So I know what these cars should feel like, and this one's definitely faster. And so if you didn't tune it properly, you know, so maybe it's great under boost, but it's not great when you're just kind of cruising around. So I'll have to take a look at that too. But in this video, I'm just going to take a look at the fuel system, make sure everything is correct there. Where we're going to be working is actually really easy to get to. It's just right here. It's this hose right here. So as you can see, it comes off of the fuel filter into the fuel rail, and this is the fuel feed line. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this fuel line here, and then I can cut it and install the spur along with the gauge, put it all back together and see what my pressures are at. It should be at about 43 PSI when I get this all reinstalled. All right, so first thing we're gonna start off with is getting this hose off. Fortunately, just a couple of Phillips and that should come right off. This might be under pressure, so when you take it off, do expect that you might get hit with some fuel. You can use a towel if you want. Let's see, actually it's coming off pretty easy. A little bit of fuel, not much. All right. Of course, I've had this line off somewhat recently because I replaced the fuel filter. So it should come off pretty easy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this cut and put the spur in. We're actually going to start this by actually installing the gauge into the spur. That way I can get it facing the direction I want. And then it should be easier to install because you don't want this sitting in the rubber hose trying to screw and tighten this. So there's the spur. Here's the Radium fuel pressure gauge. The reason why this one is being used is I guess it has a silicon-based liquid in the actual gauge. It's supposed to make it far more accurate. So I went with this one. The other thing you're going to need is a thread sealant. This is recommended even by Radium to make sure that you don't have any leaks. Now, some people like to use the tape. Radium actually recommended the paste. So I went with that, so we're going to put some of that on the threading and get this all set up so I can get it facing the way I want and the proper tightness. All right, So that's now set up and ready. Now what I'm gonna do is take the fuel hose, kind of give a rough measurement of where I want it not to be terribly precise, and then cut. And then I'm gonna have to remove some of the hose, obviously, to fit this so the length is correct, and then put it all back together. All right, so after taking a look inside the engine bay, I got it kind of marked with my thumb, so I'm just gonna cut the hose there and put the spur in. There we go, nice and tight. Don't want any fuel leaks, but not too tight because you don't want to crimp the hose. All right, so let's kind of take a look and see how much we're gonna trim off of this guy. All right, so we're gonna cut off the excess here. There we go. All right, there we go. Super easy, ready to go back in the car. All right, now just to get it back in the car and get it all fired up. All right, let's see what type of fuel pressure we got. All right, so as you can see, we're at about 35 PSI, which is way too low. So that means one of two things. Either A, my fuel pressure regulator is starting to go bad, or it's the fuel pump. But while I'm here checking for any fuel leaks, not seeing any, so looks good. Obviously, we're not done yet taking a look at the fuel pressure. It's definitely lower than it should be, which might be explaining some of my issues. So you think that means I'm done for today, right? I need to get a fuel pump or an adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Well, I already got the fuel pressure regulator. This is a Nismo adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Really hard to find, but I got one thanks to my buddy Mike, who had one just kind of laying around. So we're gonna swap out the stock fuel pressure regulator, drop this sucker in, see if we can get that fuel pressure where it needs to be. Fortunately, getting at the fuel pressure regulator is very easy. It's just right here on the fuel rail. Here again, it might be under pressure because I was just running the car. Fortunately, to get it out, all you got is a little hose right here. You got a little hose right here. And then you got, this is gonna be the problem. There's two Phillips head screws right here. Now, I hate it when companies use these Phillips head screws because more often than not, they round out when you're trying to get them taken off. Fortunately, I have a secret weapon that has been with me for a lot of time, and it is this. This is actually an impact screwdriver. You know, you kind of push up against and you hit it with a hammer and it's supposed to turn. Even though I'm not going to be using force on this, for some reason, this magical device right here has never stripped a Phillips head screw on me yet. So I'm hoping to continue that tradition. So let's just go ahead and see if, getting it in there's going to be kind of tight. All right, let's see. Oh, and once again, it comes through. Oh, this one's worrying me a little bit. Okay, this could be a bit of a concern. Let's see if I have some penetrating fluid I can use. Oh, okay, I think that actually did it without the penetrating fluid. Yep, that is turning. Once again, my magic screwdriver pays off. This thing is an amazing piece. Even if you're not using it as an impact, it has yet to ever strip a Phillips head screw for me. So get yourself one of these, they're awesome. Now that it's busted loose, I'm just gonna switch to a stubby just to make things a little easier. I do wanna be very careful with this hose. It is pretty old. I just don't have any replacement hose. I will replace that, but it is very kind of brittle and disintegrating. There we go. there's that one out. Let's put the Nismo one in. There we go. All right. All right, that is in. Let's go ahead and see if I get some better fuel pressure. All right, well, it looks like I'm sitting at 38 PSI again. Oh, now that we have the adjustable fuel regulator plugged in, we're gonna have to get this all calibrated. So as you can see, I'm sitting at about 33 PSI, which is a little bit low. So what we have to do to adjust the fuel pressure regulator is, first thing is, you typically want to adjust the fuel pressure regulator. You got a lock screw or lock nut right here, and then this is your actual adjuster. Now when you actually want to tune your fuel pressure regulator, you actually want to disconnect this hose right here. And that's how you're going to properly tune it. Now as you can see, as we disconnected the hose, it jumped up to about 43 PSI from where it was at 33. Now it should be sitting at 53 with the hose unplugged and 43 with it plugged. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this little screw right here until we can get that needle to 53. So that's 50, 52, 53. Now when I plug that hose back in, it should drop to 43. So we're going to go ahead and attach that hose. There we go. And look at that. It's sitting exactly where it should at 43 PSI. So my fuel pressure was definitely too low with the stock regulator, and this one was set too low also. So now all I have to do is just tighten down the set nut. These are all, of course, 10 millimeters, and we should be good to go. Now I'm going to watch that set screw to make sure it doesn't spin as I do this as well. And I'll also keep an eye on the... Oh, see, it is turning a little bit. Not enough to make a difference. So that's all set, and I now have the proper fuel pressure. Now apparently here in the US, because we run 91 octane, I am running octane booster, it is recommended you do set it a little bit higher, which is why it's 53 with the hose off and 43 when it's plugged in. But at least now I know my fuel pressure is tuned properly. And there it is, a fuel pressure gauge and a Nismo fuel pressure regulator installed in the R33 GTR. Now, for those of you that have been following the channel, you know that I did a whole bunch of work to the R33 at one time, and I've just been chopping it up into smaller videos because if I was to show all of it in one video, it'd just be too long for anyone to sit down and watch. So to get you caught up, obviously, I did that work a little while ago, and it didn't fix the issue. For some reason, when the car is cruising, occasionally it feels like I just lose power and the car slows down. Under boost though, the car works fine. So tune in next time as I address my next theory, which is the fuel pump going bad. I mean, it's a 30-year-old fuel pump. It's probably not pumping like it should. So we replace it with an AEM one that's E85 compatible. So that'll be next week. I hope you enjoyed this video though. If you did, go hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. As I did say at the beginning of the video, if you'd like to see more automotive content, particularly GTR, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on all forms of social media, which include Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. There'll be links for those in the description down below. Now, after watching this video, if you have any questions about what I did or how I did it, or if you think there's a better way to do what I did, go ahead and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.